Let's get this show on the road. Hey, hot bitches! Welcome back to episode 2. It's been a whole last month since the last episode. Yes, this is going to be a monthly thing. Shut the fuck up, alright? My God. God, don't be stupid. Anyways, well, I've been on a long ass hiatus in my other channels, mainly because I underestimated. Oh my God, what do you want? God, okay, fine. This is my dog. Anyways, so I've been on a long ass hiatus. I basically overestimated my abilities, and you know what? I was like, fuck it. We're gonna have a week long break. And by we, I mean me. Anyways, I realized just recently, that I've been like so all over the place that even my gaming channel, like, I don't know how the fuck this happened, but I don't know how the fuck this happened, but I didn't schedule the video on the right time when I know I fucking did. YouTube, get your shit out. My God. Get your shit sorted, you fucking cunt. Anyways, God. You're gonna make me look like a fucking idiot when the reality of it is you guys are setting me up for failure. Fuck you. Oh my God. No one likes Facebook. Anyways, but yeah, I had to go back to my hometown. I think I already said this, or maybe I didn't. But yeah, I had to go back to my hometown. And it was a mess. It was a fucking mess. I miss my beachfront view apartment. And I couldn't bring my setup because I had to travel light or else. Fucking cunts. They like really want me to like fail. But fuck you, bitch. No one is gonna be like you, a fucking failure. Such a loser. Anyways, how are y'all? Really? I really wish I gave a flying fuck. Anyways, let's get right into the podcast subjects. Okay, so I think in the last episode I mentioned that they got a new puppy, and it was a Jack Russell. And I wanted to name him Diablo because he's just so destructive. And I love it. But like, he was just so fucking destructive, and his bites were really hard. So I was like, oh my God, like, Diablo's fucking perfect. Because I'm so smart and everything. Like, but, excuse me, I'm pretty sure there's some weirdo that fucking came to that. But I, listen, shut the fuck up. I had butterscotch pudding. Okay, God, you're so rude. Anyways, but also I had a lot of garlic and chicken and rice and vegetables. I love that. I love that combo so much. But like, I hate it when it's plain. And like, when you bitches make chicken, rice, and vegetables, I don't know why, but y'all seem to think that plain is the best. What is wrong with you? No wonder people hate their vegetables, because y'all don't know how to fucking make them. Anyways, so we got a new puppy. I'm so smart, but like, these dumbasses were like, no, let's not call him that. And I'm like, do you even know what it fucking means, you fucking dumbass? Like, damn, you're really gonna like try and belittle my big brain while you tiny ass brain ass bitch really fucking thought you did something genius with your stupid asses by turning my suggestion down. How rude. You know what? Embarrassing. They wanted to call him Leon. Well, Leo. And I was like, how about Leon? And I guess his name is Leon now. Does it suit him? I guess it does. Well, what does Leon even mean? You know what? Let's Google it. Yeah, I'm gonna Google it right in front of you fuckers. God. Leon. Meaning. Oh, there's a lot of movies on it. On the name. What does it mean? It means lion in Greek. Apparently. Apparently it means lion in Greek. You know what? Yeah, that's about accurate. Anyways. Though I still wanted to call him devil in Italian. Which would have been way more accurate. But anyways. Yeah, he likes to bite. And I swear to God, every time he gets a sniff, a little whiff of human flesh. It's like BO. He's like obsessed with BO, right? He's obsessed with human scent. He starts humping the fucking air. For fuck's sake, dude. And he pees like a female. And don't even get me, don't tell me shit. We've seen the genitals. He's clearly not a fucking female. I have a female dog with me right here. I have a female dog right with me. I know what dog genitalia on female and male species looks like. And don't accuse me of weird fucking shit, alright? My God, it's basic ass fucking knowledge. Stop. You guys are so fucking weird for going there. My God. Anyways. Let's go on a more like... let's reminisce our first loves. Or something. I don't know. Fuck. You ever, like... unrequited love? Well, my friend, she just went through that while I was there in, like, my hometown. She just went through unrequited love. So she had a crush on this guy at work. He was 3 years older than her. Ooh, yeah, older man. Ew. Anyways. And I don't mean ill older man. I mean ill 3 years older than me. Honey, that's too young. Anyways. I like him as... like I'm old. I like him, like, as old as I can manipulate them into writing their will out to me and dying pretty much the next year. Yeah. Okay? God. But no, I guess you guys want someone who's, like, gonna be so useful. God. I mean, youthful. Ugh. Anyways, so he's, like, 3 years older than her or something. And... she's liked him for so long. And okay, so I'm like, girl, like, ask him out. And then she's like, oh, but what if he says no? And, like, that's, like, a chance for everything, you fuckwit. God. Like, just either do it or don't. Like, stop complaining. Stop, like, talking about it to me then. Either ask him out or just shut up. My God. Anyways, So, and she tells another friend, who's her ex-friend now. She don't like her anymore. And this other friend was like, oh, just give me give me his information. I will, like, try to, like, be your wingman or some fucking dumb shit like that. I'll put in a good word for you or something. And she did. The fuckwit. And then she was, like, so confused. She was so fucking confused on why it never worked out. How, like, her friend, quote unquote friend, was, like, made sure she went out with this fucking petty ass bitch. Went, like, knew she liked him and then went out with him anyways, told her all about it like a petty ass bitch. like a petty ass bitch. And my friend, she was so damn confused on why she would do that. It's like, girl, yeah, no shit, she would do that, honey. Oh, I feel so sorry for her because it's like the first time she's ever like experienced this type of thing. She's like very like, I guess due to her religion, she's like really, she's sort of forced to be like devoted because of her parents. And like, I feel very sorry for her because she really needs to live her life a little bit better than that. Like, poor girl. I feel sorry for her. Like, I understand completely. And like, if you want to do it, if you want to like devote yourself to it, you should, like 100%. If that's what you want to fucking do it. But it's fucked up. It's fucked up how parents are forcing their adult children to participate in it when they should have a choice as well. Like, you do realize that people have their own brains and lives and just, you know, like, you're not the only one who is aware of your existence, you fucking idiot. Oh my God. Like, sit the fuck down. Let people decide. My God. And you'll get better results that way, honey. Trust me. Trust me. My God. My God. Anyways, whatever. Anyway, she was so mad at her, she decided not to be friends with this bitch. And then, apparently, I don't know how, I think someone told her other friend, like, okay, the guy told, like, someone, and then someone told her other friend or something. I don't know what happened. But he was like, oh, I like her, but I don't like her like that. And then he goes and asks, like, her other friend out. And, like, oh, my God. Like, don't get me wrong. I've met this woman. She's absolutely gorgeous. Her personality is absolutely beautiful. And apparently if you piss her off, like, she's not one to mess with, and I love that. And she's absolutely gorgeous. Her fucking, like, she's just amazing in a lot of ways. I like her. Like, I wish she was like, I wish we were closer, but we've only met like once. Cause like, I like what I've witnessed so far. But anyway, so like, he asked her out, and honestly, do you want my opinion? She's way too good for him. This guy ain't shit. Trust me. Anyway, so he asked her out, and my friend, like, when she was told that by her other friend, she started crying. She was like in a very depressive state. And I think that was the first time she's ever experienced that sort of thing. And she ran to me. She started messaging me and was like, you know, like, I'm happy for them, but like at the same time, I hate boys, but at the same time, I hate this, you know, fuck this, fuck that. Why do we have feelings? I can totally get where the hell she was coming from. And she was like listening to very depressing songs. Poor girl. And she was listening to very depressing songs. And what I did was I'd give her like more sad song choices, which I think was Clouds by Slater, Heartbreak Anthem by Jessica Fox. Do check them out. What was it? Black by G-Dragon and Sky Ferreira. And there was Everything by Bratz, and then Only You by Bratz. And yeah, I think that was it. But yeah, gave her those 2 songs to listen to, and to whatever, because they're my sad songs when I'm feeling a little bit like that. And it like took me back, like the whole experience, it took me back to a time when I was 16, the good stories start when you're 16. I was 16, and my online boyfriend from Greece broke up with me. And we laugh about it now, but at the time it was just not funny. But he broke up with me, and I remember just being in my bed. I was like crying for days, crying and just crying and listening to sad music. I just couldn't take it. That was so dramatic. And then I was like, oh my God, what if I live without him? What if I can't live without him? Oh my God. It's funny because I blocked him like just a couple years back. He like wanted to be friends again. No, actually a year after he was like, oh, you're my girlfriend. Or like a year or 2 after, he was like, oh my God, you're my girlfriend. Now all of a sudden, not even apologizing for anything. He was just, oh, you're my girlfriend. And you know what? I was like, oh, okay. And then after a while, I started making fun of him. And he was like, why are you making fun of me? You know what? You're not my girlfriend anymore. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit, bitch. Anyways, so he unfriended me after that. He told me straight up that he had, basically put dirt on my fucking name to his friends. And then they were like, oh my God, you really should unfriend her. And so he unfriended me because he's such a follower. I can't relate to that shit, can I? Anyways, so I remember I was like, okay, so the guy unfriended me on Facebook, and then my friends, and my friends were like, oh my God, yes, let's have a party. And I was like, oh my God, yes, bitch. We were having parties about it. It was so fucking funny. And apparently he started to regret it 6 months later. So that's why he messaged me on Skype. He was on my birthday. He was like, happy birthday. And I was like, okay, cool. And just ignored him after that. It was really funny. So yeah, he did say that he regretted it after 6 months. And then after 2 or 3 years, he came back. He was like, oh, can you he came to a friend that was mutual friends with me. He was like, no, he came to a mutual friend, and he was like, oh, could you tell her, I miss her and all that shit, and wondering if we could be friends again. I was like, so his friends that we were mutual friends with, who apparently was like, oh, I didn't know you knew this person, when we literally met through this person, the dumbass. Oh my God. Anyways, so it was so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? So yeah, he told me all that, and then I was like, okay, what, bitch? Anyways, so he was like, I'm sorry, I miss you, I love you, but I don't want to be with you. And I'm like, did I fucking say anything? What? Did I fucking say anything implying that I want you back? Ew. No thanks. After a couple months, he was a cunt. He was just being a cunt. How people go through that sorry phase, and then they return. They think they can return back to normal. They say, oh, I've changed. That's what he was doing. He was like, oh, I've changed. And key info on how I knew he didn't change. He's still using his old saying that he was saying since he was 17. It was oh, she's as pure as a field of roses or some fucking shit, right? He told me that like years ago. Like when he got like a new girlfriend, he was like, I'm not single anymore. Oh my God. And she's as pure as like, and I'm like, wow, he really doesn't see people as people, huh? He really doesn't see females as people, huh? And then, so yeah. And then after that, I was like, oh, okay. He was like being a cunt to me and everything. And I was like, you know what? Unfriend. And I unfriended him. And then on like couple days after New Year's Eve, couple days after, he was like, why did you delete me on Facebook? And I was like, what are you doing here? You're a cunt. That's why. And he was like, oh yeah, well, you're this, that, this. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. But like, do you really see nothing wrong with you, honey? And he was like, well, my friends say, like, shut the fuck up about your friends. Oh my God, you're a fucking poser. Okay, that's all you'll ever be, a fucking poser. You're a poser. You're manipulative. And all that fucking bullshit is just a facade for your insecurities. You egotistical piece of shit. Right? And I blocked him. I blocked him. So like, who thought 16-year-old me wouldn't even think I'd do that, but I did, because fuck you. Bitch, we older now. We're not dealing with that shit. He wants to do that type of shit. Like, let him do it. I don't want no part of it. Fuck you. Fuck you, honey. Fuck you. Anyways, so like, yeah, so we've been through there. I remember when I was like heartbroken at the time, I remember just wanting to like do more in life, like do more things, you know. I just had this like weird energy, and I wanted to be with friends. But the problem was I didn't really have any who like wanted to hang or like do anything. Like, I had friends to sit with, but they never really liked me. So like, it was really hard. Like, I felt so lonely. And like, there was like certain highs. Like, I remember like I've never felt this way before, and it's really weird because like I've dealt with so much like trauma and like people leaving in my life that I'm like desensitized to it. But like when that happened, I didn't think I would feel like that much pain, right? It was just weird. And I didn't have any friends to turn to when it happened. So it was like really, really, so like I wanted to be that for my friend who was dealing with the same issue as I was. So I was like, oh my God, bitch, we're hanging out tomorrow. Like, are you free tomorrow, bitch? We're hanging out tomorrow. 100%. Right? I was like, we are hanging out tomorrow 100%. We're going to the fucking city. We're going to fucking like play arcade games. We're going to like do karaoke. Like, she was like, I want to scream my fucking lungs out. And I was like, well, we can do that at the arcade games and like karaoke. Like, you know how fun that is? Fuck you. But then the next day came and she was like, no, I don't think I can go to the city. So can you just like, you know, go to a local area that we live around? And I was like, you know what? Okay, sure. So we met and we met up, we ate and walked around, chat, you know. Would have preferred something fun, but you know what? That's fine. I'm not going to complain. Like, this was her grieving moment, and she seems a lot better now, but I'm pretty sure it hurts her from time to time. I don't blame her. That type of thing hurts. Unrequited love hurts. And you know what? That's fine. Oh my God. let's talk about um let's talk about let's talk about employers and their needs and like jobs that require backpackers, because backpackers are people who travel around Australia, and basically some of them get work visas to work in Australia. Nothing wrong with that. 100%. Do what you gotta do. Do what you want. Like, I'm sure the experience is amazing for y'all. I have no problems with people from other countries like going to Australia to work. What I do have a problem with is employers, right? And like, now that backpackers aren't like coming in, the employers that exclusively only hire backpackers and immigrants, they're like, oh my God, we don't have any workers. Oh, and it's like, well, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you expected when you tried to screw over people who actually live in Australia, dude. Like, what? Like, what the fuck did you expect? Not like, what the fuck did you expect? You see, your mindset's what screwed you over. How embarrassing. Can't fucking relate to that. I cannot fucking relate to how fucking stupid you are. You know that? Oh my God. Like, oh, we need, no one wants to work anymore. Oh yeah. The employment rate. The employment rate is fucking lowering. Why? Because employers like to screw people over. Dude. They're like, before no job wanted to like hire anyone, right? Now they're on their knees begging for people to apply to their jobs. And you know what the saddest thing is? A lot of the times, it like they never hire anyone anyways, which is like truly fucked up, right? It's just truly fucked up, and it's truly fucked up. Like, what they say never matches their fucking actions. And like, you really thought, right? You really thought you can have the mindset that you have, pay people a lower fucking, like as low wage as possible, and then have the nerve to disrespect us, and then wonder why people are leaving and never coming back. Really? That's why the employment rate is so low, is because y'all motherfucking employers have the worst mindset in like to ever come by. And don't even get me started. Like, every damn year, you have to take a course for every little fucking thing, right? In order to even be qualified for these types of jobs. But you'll never be qualified for them because you haven't worked in them for 10 fucking years. That is the fucked up thing. And a lot of the times, employers are like looking for management. They're looking for management roles. And guess who's not qualified for management roles? People who are searching for jobs most of the damn time, because if they were qualified for management roles, they wouldn't be searching for a job in the fucking first place. But no, you motherfuckers are that fucking stupid. Y'all motherfuckers are that stupid. Y'all think everyone is as stupid as, like, more stupider than you, and that's fucking embarrassing. Oh my God. See, y'all, I should really run the country. Like, I can't with y'all. I just can't. Anyways, so yeah, I remember when, like, years ago, I think it was like 10 years ago or something, like, to be a librarian, you just had to apply. You just had to apply. Or, like, maybe get a degree, maybe, like, get a certificate in, like, literature or some fucking shit, right? Now, it's like 10 fucking years. 10 fucking years of certificates and diplomas of all different types And I'm not gonna get into details. I just remember reading it and being like, holy fucking shit, what is this fucking type of dumb bullshit, right? So, like, you have to do all that just to even be considered to be a librarian. That's so fucking fucked up. That is fucked up. No, that is like truly fucked up. It's so fucking annoying. It is just so fucking annoying. And you know what? Last time I went to a library, I was like, the people in that library, they didn't seem like they had those diplomas anyways. So, like, I don't know who's, like, somebody's fucking somebody, or, like, somebody's bullshitting, or something's going on behind the damn scenes. Oh, don't even get me, speaking of behind the scenes, don't even get me started. And I'm gonna get started. Anyways, so, like, and then a lot of the times, you'll only get hired through nepotism. Through a manager being like, oh, do you know someone that would be good for this role? And if you go, yes, that person is 100% hired no matter what. And you know how fucked up that is? There are like so many people applying. And because they have nobody to recommend them, they don't get hired. They don't even get considered. You know how fucked up that is? That is why the employment rate is dropping, right? Nobody wants to work. That is why nobody is working. You're not even fucking giving them a chance. My God. And, like, a lot of the times, these jobs are so fucking stupid. Like, they require a fucking, okay, I get that, like, let's say, like, some jobs require, like, certificates for you to work with children and work with machinery. That's fine. Like, or work around machinery, or, like, work around alcohol. Totally fine. Like, that's not the problem. The problem I have is some of these jobs are so fucking, like, let's say retail, fucking retail, right? You work in retail, and, like, there's a whole ass diploma for retail. Really? Like, what? And don't even get me started. This is so discriminatory against gender, mostly gender and age. I remember being 19, and I was like, I had like bills to fucking pay, and I remember being like, oh yeah, Pizza Hut like screwed me over, and like, you know, they refused to give me any hours. They were like refused to fucking pay me. They refused to be around to sign up a fucking note that they let me go, because apparently the government needs that type of shit. What type of bullshit is that? My God. Anyways, so this guy, I kid you not, this fucking guy, he was like, oh yeah, because you're 19. And I'm like, wow. Fuck you, you dumb fucking privileged piece of fucking shit. In order to even, like, you know, like, in other words, in order to even be considered for a job, you have to pull out. You have to, like, bend down and be willing to suck dick. Or you have to, like, bend over and be willing to take dick up the ass or something. Like, that is, people don't want to deal with that. Don't even get me started on fucking sexual harassment and all that shit. Women can't be fucking women without someone mentioning it. Like, fuck you. If you're like that, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. No one likes you. That's why no one wants jobs. No one wants to deal with the bullshit that they are put through when it comes to having a job. And they can't do anything. They can't, like, do much because the government, no one is in favor of the employees. Not even the government. The government will, like, you tell the government legitimate things. Like, oh yeah, I was sexually harassed. The guy refused to give me any hours, and, you know, you know, he's a piece of fucking shit, they will turn it around on you and blame you for all that fucking bullshit or some fucking shit. They'll be like, oh, but they said you smelled bad and you never did your job right and it was more cheaper to, like, not have you in and all that fucking fuck you. And like, oh, but do you have any proof? Do you have any proof that they're discriminatory? Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof? Because a lot of jobs, especially in fast food, a lot of jobs, they will hire people under the age of 20. They will hire people under the age of 20 and then they'll drop them by the time they turn 20. Because it'll like pay more or something. It'll like pay less. Right? And they don't even give notice. They just slowly not give you hours and then they just drop you. Like, but yeah, nobody wants to work. Gee, I wonder why. Fucking stupid. It's a stupid. Why are people so stupid? Oh yeah. So like, apparently since Albanese got elected for, you know, prime minister, he said that they were gonna hire the paychecks of minimum wage workers or something. And apparently he's gonna like hire up and they did but like apparently $1 or something. And now big supermarkets all of a sudden heighten up the prices of everything. They've heightened up the prices of everything. By a lot. Sometimes by 100% because they think they can get away with it. Wow. Stupid. Anyways. And they've had food shortages. But if you go to your local fruit market, which I don't live near any fruit market whatsoever, I would have to plan a whole ass trip just to go to a fucking fruit market. It's just easier to go to a supermarket for me, right? And so like apparently if you go to a fruit market, they're all stocked. They're all stocked on everything that you want and need, right? But apparently supermarkets are not. And they're like heightening up the prices of everything. And my theory is they're heightening up the prices of everything to quote unquote make up for the pay rises by like the $1 or $2 pay rises in their employees. Interesting. Because it's interesting how all of a sudden, like, nothing's getting stocked. And they're blaming farmers for it. But how do you explain fruit markets that are, like, fully stocked? Yeah. No? And I love how in the news, instead of, like, in the news, they try to, like, normalize it. They're like, oh yeah, this is life from now on. Supermarket, like everything's been like going down. Like there's no stocks or anything. So like, you know, like low stock on everything. We're like there's like nothing on the shelves, low stock, all that shit because of farmers and not being able to like produce this shit because of no workers, no backpackers working in the farms. And like, but they'll like try to normalize it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, but like still go to the supermarkets to like get, like collect all these like cool little things like Harry Potter cardboard things or like something. I think that they're like Woolworths and Coles are like doing a similar shit or something like that. It's like, oh, they're made out of cardboard, they're recyclable, etc., etc. Oh, but like food shortages and everything's like rising and you're just gonna have to live with it. But like none of them mention none of them mention the stockage in fruit markets. Interesting. But they all like, for some reason, I think Aldi is like, I personally think Aldi is like, what's it called? Sponsoring all these news channels, because every time they're like, oh, here's our tips on how to save money for your weekly shop or some fucking shit. Right? Your weekly grocery shopping. They all say, go to Aldi, stock up, whatever, bulk buy, all that fucking dumb shit. So, like, Aldi seems to be, like, getting praised for just literally existing and, like, staying the same. Damn. Like, damn. Are you ever gonna explain that type of thing? Like, why is Aldi staying cheaper than the rest? Gee, is it because, like, Coles and Woolworths are just bullshitting or something? This is all alleged. Don't sue me or anything. For legal reasons, it's all a joke. Yep. Let's talk about the Hungry Jack's Hunger Tamers made to confuse. Hungry Jack's Hunger Tamers were made to confuse people. You're just like pointing at the damn thing. You're hungry. You want 2 fucking burgers. You want a large fucking fries and a large Coke, right? You point at the fucking thing and you're like, I want that. I want the fucking Jack's fried chicken burger and the chicken, like that. What's being shown to me? Chicken. And, like, because, like, the commercial, it never, like, mentions it. It never mentions, oh, you can choose from this to this, right? And they never, like, not even the employees fucking mention it either. They never say, okay, well, here's the thing. You can choose either this or this. They just simply go, do you want this or that? Do you want, like, a cheeseburger or, like, a chicken burger? And I'm like, I want what's, like, right in front of me, bitch. And they're like, yeah, do you want cheeseburger? Like, why are you showing me a picture and not say anything? Like, I thought I was going crazy, but apparently it's been confusing everyone as well. They were like, what? Like, why, like, I'm pointing at a picture. Why aren't you fucking seeing? Like, why aren't you listening? Oh my God. Just, like, explain. Show it in the picture. You could choose that from that. If I'm picking, like, a chicken meal, why is the chicken next to the chicken burger next to the chicken meal? Like, you can literally say, choose that or that. But no. They're like, you know what I think it is? I think it's like a whole ass meal in itself. Like, oh, do you want fries and a drink with that? It's like the new version of that. Anyways, it's just so frustrating. I've been like confused like twice. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Can I be real? No? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna be real. There should be like a death penalty for alcoholism. Hear me out before you fucking accuse me of fucking saying some dumb shit that I did not fucking say. Listen, I say many dumb shit all the fucking time, and guess what? This won't be one of them. Hear me out. Now, if you've dealt with someone who's like an alcoholic, you'll probably get it. But if you haven't, just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. Because I have multiple of them. And a lot of people who've done multiple kinds of fucking hard drugs, all right? So I feel like I am very qualified to say this. Hell, I saved the life of someone who had alcoholism, right? Don't even go there with me, okay? I have every right to say what I'm about to fucking say, all right? So basically, like, it is the police duty to what protect and all that fucking shit, or whatever the fuck they say, even though like if that's been debunked or something. So like basically, if my point is, if someone has had a long ass history of alcoholism, like being a very violent drunk, and not like someone who's just annoying. Like if you're annoying, you're annoying. Like shut up, my god. If you're an annoying drunk, you're an annoying drunk. But like, if someone's had a long history of alcoholism, and like them not changing, them not seeing like a problem, even though like it's distressing everyone else around them, right? And you can't admit them to any like rehab or anything because they're adults, which is pretty fucked up. And like it's alcoholism for like the people around is so fucking hard. It is fucking frustrating and hard and very stressful. So like, personally, I feel like the death penalty for alcoholism should be like implemented, because then it would scare alcoholics into not being pricks. And y'all could say, oh, but like alcohol is the reason why they're pricks. Yeah, okay, if you're stupid, go ahead and believe that. But let's be real. Have you sit down and actually think about it. If you're smart enough to actually do it, sit down and actually think about it. Is alcohol the reason why they're acting like that? Or is it just more amplified? Is it just more amplified than usual? Yeah, I thought so. You fucking idiot. You really thought. You really tried and you failed. So stop. Everyone who says alcohol changes me, it doesn't. They're still the same fucking person. Right? They're still the same fucking person. So like it should be used as like a scare tactic, because the reason why people do what they do is because there are not enough scare tactics in their fucking life. You know what I mean? There are no consequences to their actions, right? And when there's like finally some sort of justice, it goes to an actual court system, which is like a complete rare thing. Like it took like almost 2 whole decades to even get to that fucking point when it came to a family member of mine. 2 whole fucking decades for it to actually go to court. There was like multiple fucking papers on it. There's like multiple proof of this happening, but it still keeps on fucking happening, right? There's like multiple proof of this person being a fuckwit. There's like multiple proof of this person like clearly having a fucking denial problem. And they all have a denial problem. It's really fucking sad to watch them live in denial, because it's like they're so fucking delusional. And they're like, the way a lot of the times they have like a story in their fucking head as well. Like the story in their head is like so twisted. You're like looking at them and you're like, okay, well, how fucking stupid are you? Like, you really fucking think you can gaslight me, huh? You think you're smart enough to gaslight me? Honey, you're not. So stop. No one is stupid enough to fall for your fucking bullshit, right? And a lot of the times when alcoholics, like, when no one listens to an alcoholic, they start like, they know that they're losing. So like they start being like, oh, but this person is this person is that, this person is this, that and this. And then it's just like, but it has nothing to do with the situation right now, dude. Like what are you like? This is why we need the court to get involved. Like a lot more easier than it does, right? It took like 2 whole decades for this to go to that point. And you know what? Once it was like reviewed. Once it was reviewed, it was dismissed. A family member had that problem for as long as I've been born, and it got fucking dismissed. That is how fucking hard it is to get justice for someone who has, no, to get justice for the people around when it comes to someone who has a problem, a big, violent problem with alcohol. Like, and this is the saddest fucking thing about society. No one sees it as like a real issue than it should be seen as. It is a big fucking issue. It is a big fucking issue. Right? And that is why I believe that alcoholism, like depending on what type of alcoholism, it should have a death penalty to scare the people who are not willing to test it. That's just my opinion. Y'all can say what you want, but unless you've been in the shoes of someone that has been through, that's lived around people who've had substance abuse problems, you'll never understand just how stressful it is, because it's stressing, it's distressing, you know. It sometimes, a lot of the times actually, the people around them contemplate or even commit unalive. And yes, I have to say it like that because apparently I'll say the fuckity fuck word, but it's really hard to say that word for me because that was me at one point. And it's just really, it's hard. And I'm sick and tired of like, I feel like the system like puts a blind eye to it because that's what they want, right? You can make the world a better place by, you know, implementing more stricter, well, not really stricter, more like, more citizen friendly laws that are on the side, that are like on the side of a citizen that's truly in like distress, and they're like, well, this is my problem, this has been a problem for years and something obviously needs to be done about it, and I don't know how to like go about it. But it feels like that's exactly what they want, because it is so much easier to manipulate someone who is under like, who has like who copes through substances, unfortunately. That is why so many people have like, you know, so many people have like substance abuse problems, whether that be alcohol, drugs, or even caffeine. Like, you see in America, like a lot of people have like a caffeine addiction, and it's always the workers. The workers are the ones with like, who drink copious amount of like caffeine. Hell, I think South Korea is like pretty much the same. I think Japan is also the same when it comes to, I don't know other countries, but a lot of the countries who are like corporate orientated are like, a lot of them have citizens who are very, very addicted to some form of substances. There are a lot of heavy drinkers around the world, but there are a lot of heavy drinkers in like Japan. A lot of like, you know, after work, a lot of the times they will like get drunk, and a lot of them do fall asleep on the ground apparently, which is like so sad that they've been worked to a point of that. And so they have to turn to substances in order to keep them awake and to, you know, help cope. It's a really rough cycle, and it's like, well, they don't they don't care. It's more about mass production, but it's like corporations just don't understand that will be the downfall of their success, quote unquote, which is so embarrassing. Oh yeah, let's end it. Okay, let's talk about Squid Game new season. I reckon it's not going to be as good as the first season, because season 2s are like, especially in like a lot of shows like anime and K-drama, season 2 is never good. Like, it amplifies everything that made the show like bad. And I'm not saying Squid Game was bad. I liked Squid Game. I loved it. And like my whole family loved it. My whole family watched it, and yeah. But by amplified everything bad, I mean like, because every show will have like, you know, good and the bad, right? The good and the bad, and sometimes the good outweighs the bad outweighs the good, right? And like, okay, so let's talk about like a season 2 of a show that I loved to bits. What was it called? It was called Hello My 20s or something. Like, it had like many different names, but on Netflix it's called Hello My 20s. And basically I loved season 1. Everything about it, the vibe, the storyline, like everything about it was just so interesting. I loved all the actresses in it. Like, they really portrayed their characters like so well. They were like really good. And then like season 2, it just became more cartoonish. By like the saturation in on the filming, the screening, like it was so bright and it burnt my retinas. There was like just they made what was it called? What are they called? I think they call it like what was it? It's like they show like, what was it, title cards or something? It's like scene cards. It's where like they change it into like a whole other scene, right? And they made those, like the animation for that much longer and much more weirder. And I get weird. I love weird, but like not like that. It was just really long and just stupid. And the storyline was just so fucking stupid. I hated it. Like, it took me a long ass time for me to even like watch it. But anyways, I love season like that. That's how season 2 like normally goes. And like that's the same with like most movie 2s, except for Shrek 2. We love those. But there are a lot of movie 2s that I liked, but like the second movies. But yeah, a lot of the times, let's say like Charlie's Angels, right? The second movie to that, everything was like amplified. Everything was like more saturated in like on the screen. Like everything was just more brighter. The storyline was a lot more cartoonish. It just amplified everything bad about what was like such a good movie. And it's pretty much the same with was it The Gigolo, the second movie, The Gigolo? Like the first, like it just completely like it just miscongeniality as well. Like the storyline just gets more boring and stupid, and just again like amplifies everything bad about it. And yeah, so I don't like season 2s. I really have high hopes for, well, I don't have high hopes for Squid Game season 2, because it feels like they weren't going to make a season 2 anyways, but I guess it's happening, and you know, I'll watch it, but I don't have high hopes for it. It's really hard to have high hopes when you know how these things go, especially because like the whole thing was like a big hype. Like everyone just liked the vibe of it. Like Squid Game was like a whole ass aesthetic for like no reason. when it was like, it was completely contradicting like everything Squid Game was about, like the irony of it. And speaking of irony, apparently it's getting a TV show, which again really defeats the whole purpose of the show, which is really sad. It's like really fucking sad. All because people think it's such like a cool aesthetic. But yeah, you know, I feel like it was a bit overhyped, and I feel like because of the overhype, like it's really hard to have like high hopes for like season 2. But who knows? Who knows? I hope they prove me wrong. And if they don't, that's cool. I don't care. So update on my teeth. I'm going to get jaw surgery to help me breathe better. Apparently they saw me and they were like, oh my God, you might actually have sleep apnea. And I'm like, what? Because of my, you know, just whatever. Fat tongue. Apparently I got a fat tongue. It's like the first time I've ever been told it. Oh, you have a fat tongue and a small mouth. And I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, I'm going to have basically I'm deciding to have jaw surgery to help me breathe better. I don't care about like sleep apnea or anything, whether I have sleep apnea or not. They're like, you need to do a test. And I'm like, okay, cool. But whether I have a test or not, I'm still going to do the surgery because, you know, I've been told about surgery for when I was like 13, and I'm pretty sure it's like the same type of contact. So obviously it feels like surgery is a must now. So stay tuned for that, which will happen like probably in like 2 years or something. Another like 50 fucking years. God. The dental industry is so fucked up. And apparently they can do my fillers. Apparently I got like really benign decay. But yeah, apparently they can do my fillers, but like the woman just didn't want to fucking do it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So basically you're useless at your fucking job and I can do it. Okay, I can't, but shut up. Anyways, whatever. All right, it's time to laugh at me because I'm such a joke. Anyways, so like I was crying and I was like, you know how you have one of those nights where you just like cry over like the stupid shit? Well, that was me. I was like crying over the stupidest shit. You want to know what the stupidest shit was? My looks and my personality. So like I was crying because okay, so I was crying because I don't look like the girl next door type, right? And I've been told many times that I look like an ethnic Hollywood type woman, like type of beauty. And you know what? I love that, but that type of look is so intimidating when it comes to like people. My personality is like no different either. Like my personality is very like intimidating because I'm bold and I'm straight to the point and I'm loud. Like I'll fight, like, you know, if opportunity like calls for it. Do not accuse me of shit I clearly didn't fucking do, alright? God, don't be rude. Anyways, so like, yeah. A lot of people like find that type of thing intimidating. But yeah, people find those types of things intimidating. And I was like, I'll never be like easy on the eyes. I'll never be the type of person where like people will like look at me and they're like, wow, you're just simply beautiful. But like, cause like I'm not that kind of beauty. I'm not that kind of simple beauty. Like I'm it's really hard. Like, I'm an intimidating type of beauty, and I'm an intimidating type of personality as well. Like, because I've got such a strong personality, it's like really hard to like, it's really hard for people to actually like me. They like the concept. They like the concept and they approach it and they're like, oh my God, like I like everything about you. But unfortunately, like that type of thing, it's like they only like you as like a whole ass character. They don't like you as like a person. And it is like so hard, right? Simpletons will have like simple hopes, simple dreams, like simple wants in life. And I don't have simple wants. I don't have like simple dreams. And like, you know, I still have the same types of dreams that I've had since I was a child. I've just never been able to, I've never had the chance to like put them into action because I've never had a support system, right? And like, now I am old enough. Now I am like, I can fund whatever the fuck I need to fund because I'm independent and older, and I can do whatever I want. Like, my personality, like, I don't know what clicked in my head, but like something clicked in my head, and all of a sudden I became this bold type of character who is confident in who I am, who is like confident that what I do is the right thing, because a lot of the times everything I've said and everything I've done has been right, and it has been right since I was a kid, right? And that is so rare. That is just so fucking rare, right? And it's just like, it's like people like simpletons just don't get it. And I was crying about how like I don't have simple looks and I don't have like the simple body type, right? I like my body. I have like a pretty rare body type, and you know, a lot of bitches like envy it. A lot of bitches want to start shit because of it, but like, because they envy it so much, like, we get it. But like, I'll never be like that type of beauty where like that I can just walk into the room and people like, wow, she's so simple and easy on the eyes. I am not easy on the eyes, and my personality is not easy to take in, right? People will only like me as a character, not really like as me as a person. And again, like, simpletons, we'll call them simpletons. Simpletons will never understand my wants and my dreams because they've only ever wanted like simple things that were like easily achievable. And I can't. I tried that and I failed. Right? Because that's just not my character. And, you know, I've given up and just did what I've always wanted to do. And when you've lived my life, when you've had like such big dreams that have kept you going for all these years, you just can't relate to simpletons. You just can't. And I was crying because like that type of thing is so lonely. Like, hardly anyone, like, actually likes you as a person, and no one can, like, stomach your personality, and those who can are just so, like, easily manipulated and just, like, almost sort of, like, brainwashed, and you're, like, you want to stay away from that? It's hard when everything about you is big, and, like, then nothing about them is, everyone else is just small and simple. And it's like, it's so lonely. But you know what they say? At the top, it is so lonely. And you know what? I am the way that I am. because of everything I went through and all my hopes and dreams. And you know what? I wouldn't change any of it for the fucking world. I'm able to do so much because when no one else believed in me, I believed in me. I am able to do so much things, right? A copious amount of things that not a lot of people can handle. I'm able to do things that not a lot of people can do. And when they can do it, they can't do as much as me. And again, like, because of my spontaneous personality, because of like how much I believe in myself, because of all that, I wouldn't change that for the fucking world. And you look down at all these simple people with simple like shit going on, being able to only do simple things, and like they look at you and they're just so wowed by everything else that you can do. You're like, really sucks to be you, bitch. Anyways, that is all for this episode. It was a really long episode compared to the other one, but I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. I enjoyed talking. I enjoyed having a hippie fit. Anyways, so if you watched the end of the podcast, you are a certified hot bitch. And I hope you have a good day, night. I hope you had a good yoga sesh, running sesh, walking sesh, workout sesh, cooking sesh, cleaning sesh, whatever. Whatever you're listening. Whatever you're listening to this podcast, you probably didn't listen to half the shit I said, and that's okay. Like, I give a shit. Anyways, I do, but like, I'm not letting you people know that. I say as I let people know that. Anyways, so, bye, BBs. Mwah.